But, tons of time. Oh my God. So much time, Mark. If I hadn't gone on.
This is Mark.
John,
if I hadn't gone on about the work qualities in Toronto, the quality of work, the work environment. Okay. Sorry. I'll stop now.
Hey, Mark, what's going on? John, I just want to tell you before Charity comes in, I just want to explain.
This is what happened. This is my side. Just please.
I'm an asshole.
Sorry. See, and now I shouldn't say that. I apologize. That's not right. That is an HR issue. I am sorry.
She said muffin, and I thought, it's not my fault. I'm conditioned.
And then she called me an asshole. And it's just.
She's not wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying it wasn't intentional. It wasn't. Oh, my God.
All right, let's do the podcast.
I quit.
This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for Tuesday, May 24th, the actual Victoria Day, Queen Victoria's birthday, May 24th.
Today is May 24th.
It's actually marking her birthday today. But we always hold it on the Monday that falls prior to that because there's math involved.
Sure.
Which makes it
I just go by the calendar. If they tell me that's when it is, that's when it is.
See, I am just enough of a Rain Man that once I was having a dentist appointment in November and they chose, I said, okay, well, just your next appointment coming up. And they said, okay, it'll be Friday, May 20th. And I said, no, it's Friday, the long weekend. And they stopped and they said, and then they flipped it. They said, how did you know that? It's like, well, because it's the third, I know when Victoria Day falls. So, and I think in my head, I don't want to be.
Usually the third weekend.
Weird. Why are you thinking about that in November? Because I'm a planner.
Because I know.
Because I'm Rain Man.
I'm probably going to be camping. I already got the date booked.
Right.
I know when it is.
And I know today's
Don't question me.
Bob Dylan's birthday. We played it on the game. John C. Reilly was up for an Academy Award. He's today also.
Patti LaBelle.
And it's not Tilda Swinton's birthday today.
Oh, no. It's Kristen Scott Thomas's birthday
today.
Which blew me away that you get them confused out of everybody.
I actually often confuse the two of them.
And the fact that your reasoning was they're British actresses made me laugh even harder.
In similar roles, except Kristen Scott Thomas was not in Trainwreck.
I was going to say, similar roles?
Otherwise.
I don't know that I would ever. See, your mind is just, I don't even try. I don't even try.
That's a terrible place to live. Kristen Scott Thomas could have been in Narnia.
She could have been.
Tilda Swinton.
Certainly.
Same kind of
But Kristen
thing.
Scott Thomas could not play the wizard in Doctor Strange. The all-knowing.
No, probably not.
Tilda Swinton can pull off a bald head. I can't see Kristen Scott Thomas being able to.
That's the only part of her acting that you remember is the fact they shaved her head?
Yes.
That's the only one.
But that's what I mean. She's beautiful. Like, she's such a...
Yeah.
And you hear this all the time because it goes for men, too. There are just certain people who can pull off baldness and others that can't.
Right.
And
I can.
she's gorgeous. And I don't know. Kristen Scott Thomas could not play that role the way that Tilda Swinton did.
Have you ever heard of, I'm not sure which late night show did Mean Tweets. Which one did Mean Tweets?
I think it's Jimmy Fallon, isn't it?
Jimmy Fallon?
I think so.
And it was, you'd have to read tweets about yourself that people didn't like. And Tilda Swinton read one about her. She didn't even understand what it was. I'm not knocking her, but I think somebody made some reference about a social media thing. And when it was over, she went, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Is it an insult? I don't even know what it was.
Which makes her even cooler.
I know. That's what was so funny.
Like,
she
whatever.
sort of read it in that voice like, yo said on the / hashtag. I don't even know what that means. Tilda Swinton, you win the internet today.
But they all celebrate birthdays today, as you point out, May 24th, after the May long weekend, which was beautiful for the most part, except for Saturday afternoon. We had about, 15 minutes
Holy smokes,
of incredibly scary weather. It was scary.
Is that called a microburst? Is that what they call
What are they
those?
calling it? A Derico.
Okay.
So it's a line of... The pattern itself creates thunderstorms, and not just one, but like two that collide almost or that run together. And out of that, it's not a tornado,
right?
Even though I saw reports and video of one around Ottawa. In this area, it's a Derico, which is just these thunderstorms that are back to back, and it's just so they almost collide and create these bursts.
Yeah.
Because that's
Remarkable.
exactly what it was. We were in a store in Trenton when it came through, and literally the rain was sideways, and it was so quick. It moved in and then out. But for that time, it was like, whoa, this is a big storm. I wish we were home.
Right.
And then we get home and it's like, wish we were back in the store because there was a lot of debris around.
So you got home safely, which is nice.
And our home was fine. Yes,
Yeah.
our area actually was untouched. But between, I want to say, Campbellford and Sterling, just north of where we are in Belleville, barns, huge trees uprooted.
Perfectly good barns.
Not
decrepit.
Down.
Yeah.
Roofs off.
Terrible.
Silos, uprooted and crossed highways. In fact, by my parents. This beautiful, and it was so... This is one of those moments that as soon as I looked at my dad, it was like we knew. We were communicating without speaking because I looked at the tree and then I looked at him and it was like, oh, because this tree had been around for like hundreds. I think hundreds. It's been around a long time. Big old oak. And there it is on the ground. It's like, oh, my
Not that one.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
Yeah. So a lot of pictures coming in on our text lines on inquinty.ca. There's still, Ontario Hydro's got a lot of work to do to get power back.
A lot of people still out of power.
Cleaning up debris up around Flinton and up 43 north of Caledar.
North. It seems to be more north.
And it only lasted about 15, 20 minutes. And look what it's left in its wake.
Yeah. Crazy.
So thanks to everybody. And to those of you who are up there, our hearts go out to you, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. But there was a few roofs, and we heard of people that perished in campgrounds across the province.
Provincial count is 10.
Yeah, that's...
They've 10 fatalities over the weekend.
Bon Echo shut down after a near fatality, and one with a tent. Family themselves said, we were in the tent. We decided to go in the vehicle, and within 2 minutes... a tree landed on the tent, and who knows what would have happened.
Exactly. So many close calls.
Yeah. So, but keep it tuned to inquinty.ca locally, and we'll hopefully get all that information up on that. What else went on this morning? Talked to Betty Walker. Betty's one of our favorite people to talk to. We found out...
Betty from Brighton.
Yeah. We found out her son, Randy, well, we knew this. We didn't find this out because we did it.
Yeah.
He won tickets to see Jann Arden.
With us last week.
And he was going to go take his wife. Then we find out this morning he didn't take his wife. He took his mom.
Which is wonderful.
So we called Mom.
Great.
Hello.
Hello, Betty. How are you?
I've got to turn my radio down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know, for sure. For sure. Who needs us loud? Good Lord. We said to Jimmy, we're hardly working today, so we thought we'd call you, let you do the show for a while.
Well, you're great in the morning. You wake me up.
Well, thank you, Betty.
Apparently, Mother's Day kind of went a couple of weeks longer than it should. Your son gave you a pretty nice present on the weekend.
Yes, well, his wife allowed him to take me.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, that's nice.
He went and take us to see Jann Arden at the Leon Center
last week.
Last week. And so you got to go to the show. When was the last time you've been to a quote-unquote rock show?
I saw Cher in Toronto 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Good for you. So the pandemic shut things down. It's reopened. How was the show on Saturday?
It was great. It was Jann on stage with her 4 musicians, and 2 of them have been with her 30 years, 2 of them 20 years. It was a small venue, so you weren't deafened by the music. Even Randy pointed that out. And she did a great show. 2 hours, no intermission, just Jann singing and talking.
And she's pretty entertaining. Did she give you some great stories to go along with the songs?
She is. She's really funny. When she first came out, she thanked everybody for coming and said, the show had been postponed for 2 years, and it was great to see a live audience, and because we were there, we were getting a 6-hour show tonight.
And did everybody cheer?
Yes.
Yeah. This Betty Walker's son Randy took her to the Jann Arden show. If you went, you probably will echo what Betty's saying. Did he buy you the T-shirt?
No.
No. Mom could buy your own T-shirt.
More or less, yes. But that is a great venue down there.
Yeah.
It's not big. There's lots of parking close. You don't have to walk. And yes, you pay for parking. but it's not like in Toronto where it costs you $40.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. And Brian Adams is going to be there on October the 8th. We're going to give you a shot to win tickets to win that all this week. Be listening
good.
once
It's my
again for,
birthday.
you settle down. Let me do this part of the show. It's not always your show, Betty. Brian Adams be listening for Summer of 69 today. So you're going to try and win those now?
Yeah, when's your birthday, Betty?
October 7th.
Oh, that would be a great... Randy, if you're listening, now you have to win tickets for your mom so she can go see Brian Adams in October. That would be a great birthday present.
Yes, it would.
It would. Now, Betty, we're going to hire you and we're going to send you to all the concerts and then you have to call us back and tell us what Betty thought of the concert. Hey, that's great. Thanks for waking up this morning with us and hanging out on air. We love it.
Well, thank you.
You know, one time Betty bragged that she made the best apple crisp like in the world.
And you're still waiting.
And come on, anytime now.
Well, but apple season will be this fall, so we'll fingers
I don't know.
crossed.
You make the best apple crisp. You should be able to make it anytime, I think.
It might come down to the type of apples, though.
Oh, okay.
And if
Maybe
you
it could
want
be.
fresh apples, the
gotta
falls
wait.
when you
Maybe
talk
I
to Campbell's, talk
could
to
be impatient.
Brighton with their Apple Fest.
Maybe I'm just being impatient.
Maybe
So I'll
you just
stop
like
that.
apple crisp. I know you do.
Anyway, Betty, thank you. We should get her free tickets to everything, and Betty should phone in on what she thinks about the
Well,
concert.
and this week, as we heard, Brian Adams all week long. So Randy, get on it and
Yep.
get your mother some tickets because it's going to fall right around her birthday.
Be listening for Summer of 69 when you hear it as part of the workday today. If you're listening to the podcast before 5 o'clock, be caller number 9. 613-962-0955 and our prize line and text line for your chance to win. Caller number 9 wins tickets. And speaking of social media, our final thought this morning, we were talking about the California legislature that has passed a directive or whatever they call it. It's not law,
No,
but then it'll get more discussed.
kind of
But anyway,
in the infancy stages.
yeah. So here we talked about this, and they said, okay, this is what we're talking about, where parents would be able to sue social media companies if they believe that their children have been adversely affected by being addicted to their sites. So mainly TikTok and Instagram were the two big ones they went after, but
Okay.
it would be Facebook, but kids
Would YouTube
tend not
be
to
in
on
there?
Facebook. I think YouTube would be. I think it would be. They said we're not, although they said we're not going to not go after. This doesn't include streaming services. So
No,
Netflix,
so not Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Crave.
Also not texting companies. So they wouldn't go after because the kids text a lot.
Yeah, like communications.
Or email. No. It's the straight eyeball staring, can't stop looking at social media.
When we were talking about this morning, I'm not going to lie, I was excited. I was intrigued. I was like, oh, this could possibly lead to some really good things. But the more I thought about it, and you made a good point, and it didn't even occur to me, maybe because I'm one of them, that it kind of takes the responsibility away from the parents. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that, yeah, the parents need to play more of a role because we have two young children, both under 13. Both have their device. We do police how much time they're on, but my oldest one especially because of the language addiction, and that stuck out to me too. We have mentioned that.
Sorry, language addiction?
No, but when you
I
said
used the
about
word,
being
right. Addictive,
you use the word
Terminology,
addiction. Yes,
right.
the terminology about because they become addicted to it. So then you can turn around and sue or take these
Right.
companies to
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
It's very true. We ourselves get addicted to it. So I see it in my oldest one. I have seen it. When he comes off of it, when he's coming down from being on it, it's horrible. It's a bear. Over the weekend, because of the storm and everything, we lost power. And our Wi-Fi, our internet went out. So we had 2 solid days of no internet. It was wonderful. It was glorious. I said that to him. I said, is this not nice? We are spending time together. You're engaging with us. You're even in the same room with us. You're not focused on the screen. So when you say that the parents need to still play a role, very much so, because it can happen like that. And there is a real addiction, even at that age, to social media.
Well, we know it, and I've seen the documentary on it where they create things such as the notification ding. So you become like Pavlov's dog. When you hear the ding, you have to look. And they've all got, like, what's the update? What's the latest? Who's got a picture?
Well, and that's
What
how
did
we
they
knew
put?
our Wi-Fi was back on, because his
Ding, ding, ding,
device
ding, ding, ding.
dinged.
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is it back? And off he went.
Yep, that's that addiction. And it's interesting that they would, go after, because I think about how, and the first thing they said was, we're doing this to protect our children. And nobody's against that, but it's all kind of a dog whistle thing. On that, as soon as you say we're protecting children, how many rights do we have to get rid of and
To do it.
freedoms?
Yeah.
So, what are you going after? So I think in terms of, for example, children can't drink or smoke under the age of. They can't buy cigarettes because it's addictive. So if you attach it to that, you can say, okay, well, that is a good and noble thing. Children can't drive under 16. There are lots of things we don't allow children to do because we expect adults to be able to make up their mind and say, no, this is good, this is bad. But a 9 or 10-year-old child wouldn't know what addiction was. And what do we need them to do at that age? We need them to go to school. We need them to concentrate. We need them to exercise. We need them to run around. We need to physically socialize with other children so that you learn social cues and how to react with things so that they become competent adults in society. We don't want to raise everybody to just stare at the screen and be a zombie. So we want them to be children, and the fear is that an addiction to social media will not allow that to happen.
Do you think that's how it's going to go then? Because my other thought to that is, how are you going to prove that this that these companies are drawing these kids in? It's because of these companies that they have become addicted to it. Because you're going to have to prove that.
Right.
So does it become like the alcohol and the tobacco, where it just becomes law that no child under the age of whatever can have their own or use, or because that's going to be a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah.
But does it become like tobacco and alcohol, where you have to be a certain age before you have a Facebook account, before you have an Instagram account, before you can watch these things?
Yeah, I don't know. The one I wonder about is Smith family wins. Smith family wins. They prove their child's addicted. They sue. Social media site, they get $2 million. Johnson family comes along, not quite as addicted. Like, what's the threshold of addiction? Because not every child's addicted, but as soon as one wins, every parent's going to run in and say, class action lawsuit. My kid was sick one day, and I caught him, looking at pictures on Instagram when he wasn't doing homework. I want some money. At what point?
Because and as you pointed out this morning, where do the parents take responsibility for it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not addicted to this, but do I find myself automatically picking it up when I want, to fill time? Certainly I am. I'm picking up my phone right now. There's a level of responsibility we all have to have within ourselves too, but also for them. We still have to police it. We still have to watch what they're watching and make sure they're watching too much.
Social media companies, by the way, which all started in Silicon Valley in California, have said that if this law passes, we will not operate in California. We won't allow these sites in California. So if you live in California, you can't have an Instagram, because they said
that's not going to happen.
We'll just get sued out of existence. The litigation.
Well, they will.
Alone.
If the door gets open, and as you said, one family does it, everybody's going to do it.
And
of course.
We may never lose a lawsuit, but everything we make is going to be on lawyers fighting these lawsuits. So after a while, why would we even do it?
I think their heart's in the right place with these bills and these suggestions. I think, as you said.
I just don't know how realistic it is.
And how do you...
Yeah.
It is in the early stages, certainly. How do you rework it so it does work? Because there's already parental guidelines and stuff in place.
There's so much. I could sit here and go on about, social media with kids. I get it. I think it's bad. You know what else I don't like seeing pictures of? 9-year-olds holding shotguns. So can we say that 9-year-olds should not have guns? And there's well, wait a minute. I'm a hunting family and my child is responsible.
You can't do that. They need,
but some 9-year-olds aren't. So some 9-year-olds can be on social media and others can't. Who sues who? That's my point. As soon as you open it up and say we can sue, take a responsible parent who can teach a 10-year-old to do something responsibly that another can't. Do we say that child can't do it anymore? Because that family can, say, I really have a hard time saying, I mean, I understand the alcohol and the tobacco and you can't get married and all these other things that could happen as a child. But, where do you draw the line and say, no, parents, you don't have to be responsible anymore. Just sue them.
There's so much gray around it and so much.
Yeah. Get to
the
talking,
internet
though.
in general, it certainly gets people talking, but it does raise that question because the internet in general is so vast. They've been talking about policing it and how to do it for years. So how do you then make it kid friendly?
Just like Elon Musk is going to have total free speech on Twitter and then said, but everybody's yelling at me and I don't like it. Well, that's free speech too, buddy.
Yep.
Welcome to it. So.
You open the can of worms. This is what you're going to get.
So that's went on with the show today. That was a show.
Anyway, it was a show.
Tomorrow we should probably talk about who we like with Josh Donaldson. He got his 1 game suspension. I love that. Because that's such a good thing.
It's a very interesting perspective that you brought up this morning, and I had never thought of that.
Who we like. So we're going to talk about that more tomorrow, because I am interested in that, and I thought you offered good perspectives too. And it was a full show today. We just had so much. And
it really is. The Tuesday after a long weekend, not too shabby.
You can really only tolerate so much of this podcast. We're going to cut it out. We're going to cut it out right there. I want to thank Betty for being on the show.
Yes,
good luck with Brian Adams. Tomorrow we're going to be launching into our Throwback Thursday, because it's Wednesday already, and give you a shot to win more tickets. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Wherever you get your favorite podcast, here we are. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning at 95.5 Hits FM.